Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Goodlife webinar tonight. I'm here tonight, and probably a little bit on the sad side. Actually, I am. This is going to be our last broadcast for Goodlife, and tonight I need to share with you what's happened. I've got to give you the timeline for what's going to happen over the next 30 days. And then I'm going to talk about some very positive things too that are very exciting and will allow, hopefully for most of you, the opportunity to continue. And I believe it will for most of you. But at the same time, there's still a sadness in doing this, because for me, when we put this whole concept together of Goodlife, it was kind of the culmination of everything I've ever dreamed of in my life. I've been a person that's traveled all my life. I love it. I love what we put together in the travel world, the kind of program that we had, the people that have gotten involved, the IBOs that are out there, and some really, really great folks. And it was, a time of, to me, great joy and looking forward to building something that would stand the test of time. And I'm sorry to say that did not happen. So tonight, I come here with, I'm very humble. I want to share with you what's happened and why I believe it's happened, and then again, what we're going to be doing moving forward. So let me just begin. Again, if I stumble a little bit more tonight than usual, please understand. This is not something that I'm I've got much joy in. So let me begin. For Goodlife. The end of January, we will say goodbye to Goodlife once and for all. What will happen during this month is this. As of right now, you can no longer enroll anybody or add anybody as an IBO. Your back office will continue to function. As a matter of fact, it'll probably continue to function over the next 6 months, because there's certain things we need to track and show. What will happen is this, and I want to assure everybody of the fact that, hey, number one, in the month of January, the benefits you're paying for will be available. You'll have your benefits. Two, commissions that are due and owing are going to be paid. Now, they'll be late. I'll be very frank. They will be late, but they will be paid. And if they're not paid by Goodlife, I'm going to talk about who will pay them down the road. So I just want to assure everybody that, look, guys, we're not going to leave anybody out there hanging. We're going to do the right thing, even though we're in a really, really tough situation financially. But again, we're going to pay the commissions from this past month, just like we did the month before and the month before, and since we've been in business. We're going to make sure that we pay even the last commissions that will be run in January. So what will happen is this. On the 28th of January or the 29th of January, we'll start the shutdown process. Again, your back office will stay open so you can see all your reporting. You'll be able to see what commissions you have due for the month of January, and obviously when those commissions will be paid, and they will be paid. You'll be able to look at your back office, still see your genealogy and everything that's in place. But by the end of January, again, there'll be no longer any activity on the site. There will be not any more enrollments. There will not be any more benefits being offered. And so come February 1st, what will happen is this. And this is really the good news. And before I tell you the good news, I really need to share with you just for a minute what really actually happened, because I think those of you that have been with this company since the beginning deserve that. We, never intended, obviously, for something like this to happen, but like a lot of businesses, just like a lot of you from time to time, when you're in the real world, you get taken advantage of. And this company was really put into a very, very bad situation by 3 or 4 different suppliers that basically took our money but never gave us the goods. From a vendor that we had that provided our technology, they took our money and never provided what they were supposed to provide. We had another vendor that took our money in regards to our VIP club cards and never paid, not once, the commissions that were due and owed on those VIP cards. We as a company paid it because we felt it was the right thing to do, but it put us in jeopardy in doing that. we had a merchant processor. Now imagine this, somebody that's an actual merchant processor. Now, obviously they're not a legitimate one, took our money, processed all of our benefits for 1 month and never paid us 1 nickel. In other words, they took your money, stuck it in their pocket and left with it. And yet we were left to pay for the benefits and to pay you your commissions, which again, as a company, we did. It was very difficult, but we did it because it was, again, the right thing to do. We've had several other vendors do the same type of thing. And it's really, to me, I guess, very disappointing in this world that you think when you're dealing with supposedly big companies that this is going to happen. But I guess it just goes to show you that there's scam artists in everything we do in life. And there's some other things that happen too internally with the company, but I'm not even going to go there and discuss that. But let's leave it at this. You know, we lost probably from all these different fraudulent activities about $700,000. That put us into a bad situation. We don't make those kind of profits here, guys. And so, you know, somebody had to pay for that. And it ended up being the owners of the company, you know, paying out of their pocket what they could for as long as they could. And it just, you can only do it for so long. And for me, it's very difficult because for me, I always want to do the right things by every person that I ever bring into a business or an opportunity. So to have to sit here and tell you this is you know, it's embarrassing, it's humbling, but it's the truth. And it's what we've had to deal with. So with that being said, obviously, most of you know that, you know, I started another travel company, and a lot of it had to do with some of this that was occurring and some of the internal things were happening within our company that, again, I'm not going to discuss. But I still believe that we could make Goodlife, you know, happen. And, you know, obviously I brought in Rob Baker to try to, you know, put some life back into the company. But the reality is Rob was sitting there kind of, you know, working from an empty well, because when you don't have the resources to do the things you want to do, and Rob would, you know, sit down and we would have these conversations. He's going to come on in just a minute and talk from his perspective. When someone is sitting there trying to do the right things, and Rob's just like, you know, I believe he's the same kind of person I am. He always wants to do, I know he's the same kind of person I am. He wants to do the right things always, but when you don't have the resources to do it, it's very, very frustrating. So here's what's happening going forward. And again, I'm going to bring Rob on before I tell you all the good stuff, because there is some light here at the end of this tunnel. Hal Culbertson, as you all know, is the master distributor in Goodlife. And Hal came to me and said, look, Mark, I know, you know, because I've talked with him a little bit more than I talked to some about where we're at and what was going on. And he said, well, look, I'm just like everybody else. I built an organization. I don't want to lose it. I have the genealogy of my organization, which obviously, since he's the master, includes everybody. Now, most of you have, you know, your own genealogy in your back office that you can track of the people that you put in and the people they put in. But he has the one that includes everybody. So he sat down with me and said, look, if things are going to happen with Goodlife, I would like to be able to make at least an offer to all the people that are in Goodlife, an opportunity to actually come with me and what I'm going to do going forward, which obviously is Travel 10. So I'm not going to talk about all the things we're doing at Travel 10 right now. That's not the purpose of this call. I am just going to share with you, after Rob talks for a minute, I am going to share with you from your perspective in Goodlife what we're going to do at Travel 10 to honor what you've done here. And I'm talking about VIP cards, commissions, all those things. But let me wait and do that after I have Rob say a few words. So if you would, Rob, come up back in, and the floor is yours.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being on the Zoom call today. Obviously, this is a very, very difficult situation for Mark, and then obviously for myself, I put a lot of energy and effort into trying to assist in fixing some of the issues that transpired as a result of some of the things that Mark's elaborating on. I can tell you right now, you know, I wouldn't be on this webinar if I wasn't confident in regards to what he's saying is absolutely valid. I've been behind the scenes with the company for now over a year, and they've been tremendously attacked in a way that is really unrecoverable. And to be able to have a viable opportunity moving forward, there was going to have to be certain things done with Goodlife that unfortunately wasn't going to make business sense. In saying that, as obviously a lot of you know, our company, my company, is the company that supports everything behind the scenes on the travel. The booking engine platform, the benefits, the VIP cards, the tracking of the VIP cards. I wish that we would have been with you guys from day one. If we would have been with you from day one, you wouldn't have this challenge today. But unfortunately, we were kind of connected. Me and Mark reconnected about a year ago. And unfortunately, the damage was done with the previous providers that have continued to cause challenges that are unrecoverable. So in regards to kind of moving down the road, I want to assure you that everyone that has benefits, it's going to be available. So whether you're a Travel 10 or whether you're a Platinum subscriber, Platinum subscribers, you have your benefits. They're all available. They're not going anywhere. Even when this closes down, you're going to have a viable opportunity to continue with those Platinum benefits. In addition, the VIP cards are going to continue on even after Goodlife. Our company is committed to continue to track those. Ultimately, maybe directed to a different site for those cards to be accessed and activated. But bottom line is that if you have the Goodlife cards, no matter how many you have and how long you have them, they'll always be honored. And you can assure that we're going to be making a major commitment on our part to live up to that obligation. And so we're real confident that moving forward, some of the things that you'll be learning about later on through some of the leadership is going to be really, really, to be quite honest with you, something that's going to take things to a whole nother level of opportunity, stability, resources, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I want to commend Mark for, you know, basically doing what was right and getting out in front of everybody. And, you know, it's difficult to have this conversation, but knowing that there's a game plan to move forward, that no one's going to get hurt. So commissions will be paid, benefits will be available, VIP cards are tracked, VIP cards are going to be paid, and there's some exciting things that are going to be announced sooner than later that I think everyone will be very excited about, including some enhancements that I've been talking about with the leadership for quite some time that we'll be excited to introduce. So, Mark, I don't know if you want me to stress or talk about anything else, but I think that pretty much covers it.
No, I appreciate it, Rob. And those were kind words. And you know what? I mean, you did come in at a really, really tough time and really kind of saved the day, because if we hadn't hooked back up, and he and I go back a lot of years, but if that hadn't happened, Goodlife would have been out of business a year ago. And he was able to come in and help put some things together that allowed us to continue to try to make it work for everybody. And obviously the things that he brought to the table worked, and it worked flawlessly. And so that's the good news here, guys. I mean, the good news is some really good things have come out of all this. And going forward, there's going to be a real opportunity. But I've got to make this really perfectly clear for everybody. This, what I'm getting ready to share with you right now, is not a merger. It's not an acquisition. Goodlife is insolvent. It is being shut down. I mean, it is bankrupt. It's a bankrupt company. And again, there's, you know, it's sad, and it's very, matter of fact, I think this is, you know, I've had a lot of business failures in my life. Anybody that's ever been in business and worked as an entrepreneur all life is going to have failures. But I think this is my first bankruptcy, I think. Maybe I had one other back about 30, 40 years ago. I can't recall, but I know one thing, it's very painful. It's not a fun thing to go through, because now we have to deal with the creditors. And by the way, we have a lot of debtors too. We have a lot of people that owe money to Goodlife that we're going to be trying to collect from them. So even though the company is going to be dissolved as of the end of January, we'll continue to do things to try to collect the debts that are owed the company and try to resolve any issues with any creditors as best as possible. So, but here's what's happening going forward. And again, this is a good thing. And I really want to, you know, thank Hal for making this possible, because, you know, he really has a heart for this business too. And like me, he said, Mark, you know, this this was to be my last rodeo. I don't want to be doing anything else. And neither do I. I mean, I don't want to be, I love this industry. I love what we've worked towards, and it's going to continue. So here's what's going to happen. Hal will be getting out in touch with everybody, and you'll be getting an email sometime in the next probably 10 days. You'll be receiving an email. Here's what will happen. If you elect to go forward with what he's going to be offering you in Travel 10, if you elect to go forward with that, then everything's going to be automated for you. In other words, you won't have to worry about going in and rebuilding your downline, because he's going to allow, with his genealogy, we're going to allow him to bring it over intact the way it is, and you'll have the same genealogy. So everything will stay the same. Here's the good news. At Travel 10, what will happen is your benefits, which will continue, are going to be at a lower cost. The platinum benefits will now be $39.95 a month. So for all of you that have been paying more than that, you're going to get the same benefits, but at a lower cost. And again, we're doing a lot of these things because we just felt like, look, you know, and you got to understand, Travel 10 is not obligated to do any of this. And we're doing it because of two things. Number one, I feel like I owe it to those that are out there. And I also want to make, you know, still give everybody a real opportunity. But you have to make that decision. I mean, when you see everything, and please wait until you see everything, then you need to make the decision, you know, I'm going to move forward, or you just say, no, you know, good day, I've had it, I'm done, I'm finished, I'm out of here. And if you went in that direction, I'd understand, but I think you'd be passing on something that's going to be pretty amazing. Again, as Rob said, once you start hearing some of the things we're going to be working towards, it's going to be a pretty spectacular company. It's actually, the company's being renamed in January. Again, you're going to have the standard package that a lot of you had as silvers. So you'll still have that. You'll have the platinum package, but at a lower cost. You're going to have, by the way, for a lot of you that are actually in Travel 10, and you come over through what Hal's doing, you're going to actually have a second position then, because obviously I can't take away the first one you have. So you'll get to maintain that second position. And again, you're same genealogy that, you know, Hal is bringing over, you know, from Goodlife. And again, nobody has to do any of this. This is strictly, obviously, it's your option, and we're going to make sure you know exactly, you know, what the deal is and what's on the table, and let you make the decision that's in your best interest. I just think you're going to like what you're going to see. Also, what's going to happen with the company to be looking at, of course, is that it's going to be a one world genealogy, which means that as we go to other countries, your genealogy will build from exactly where it's at right now, which is going to be a real benefit to everybody. There will be licensing fees, but here's the difference. Instead of having a licensing fee for each country, there'll just be one license fee on an international basis. And the only reason I'm sharing that with you is because some of you in Goodlife, and again, I'm talking about Goodlife, bought the right to be able to go into the Philippines. So that's going to be honored. Notice, except that here's the difference. Instead of having one country, you got the whole world. And we're going to do that again as a grandfathering thing to say to everybody, look, we're sorry what would happen to Goodlife. We're trying to do the right things here. So that's why we're doing the things like the benefit costs being lowered, you know, providing a worldwide licensing for everybody that got involved and paid that in the Philippines. And then, of course, the most important thing for a lot of you is your VIP cards. A lot of you have bought a lot of VIP cards and you put them out. And now they're working, and now they're paying commissions and stuff. But a lot of people were afraid to put them out because they weren't sure for the longest time. Now everybody's seeing that it works. Well, we're going to honor those. We'll pick up that obligation to honor those cards going forward in Travel 10. So even your Goodlife cards that you've got right now will continue to work, and the benefits will continue to be honored there, and you'll continue to be paid commissions on those. So that's going to continue. Also, you're going to have the wholesale shopping network, and we'll talk more about that later. I'm not going to get into the details right now, but obviously we're going to be putting that together. And then finally, I just wanted everybody to know that if for whatever reason, I don't think this is going to happen because it looks like the Goodlife will be able to close its doors and pay its final commissions, you know, based on January sales, and pay it sometime in late February. But if for whatever reason it cannot, I will personally issue warrants to those people that come over and join me, because I just feel like you're due that. So I'm going to make sure that even, and again, this is on a personal basis, that nobody goes without getting their commissions paid. So that'll be done through Travel 10. Again, it's an obligation it definitely doesn't have to take on and shouldn't take on. But at the same time, to me, it's just, it's the right thing to do. And again, guys, I wish none of this had happened, but that's just what has happened. So we're going to take what I've always said in life. Hey, you're giving lemons, make lemonade. And we're going to make the best batch of lemonade anybody's ever seen, because we're not going anywhere, not leaving. I'm staying, Rob's staying, all of our staff is probably going to stay. Some of the people will not, but a lot of those people are going to be offered jobs, to come into Travel 10, and then some of them will not, so obviously it just depends. So I think I've covered everything. And again, I'm not talking about all the new things that are going to be happening with Travel 10, because that's something I think you have to go and hear and see for yourself, and that way you can make a decision. So,
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Getting some text in regards to the ETA program. Did you want to touch anything upon that?
Oh yeah, thank you. Actually, I do. Actually, now here's a real plus for everybody too. As most of you know, ETA, same thing. We got in a bad situation there. Had to shut it down. Had no sales, no revenues. People didn't deliver on what they said they were going to deliver. So we formed a new company called Travel and Lifestyle Club. It's a new company. It's got great leadership. The guy that's the CEO of the company, his name is Gregory Georges. His father was past president of Coca-Cola. This guy's owned like 60 fast food franchises at one time, all at the same time. Very successful CEO. He's coming in to run that along with Rick Berry, who's going to still be involved in marketing. So all of you that are executive account managers are paid any money in Goodlife to have that opportunity. That will be given to you in Travel and Lifestyle Club, but actually they're going to give you even a bigger percentage. So your actual percentage for making referrals is going to be higher. And so that's in place too. That company is actually operational. It's just now starting. So again, we're moving in, I think, a good direction here, guys. Rob, you getting anything else I need to cover? I couldn't hear you. You're muted.
Canada.
Canada. Wow. Okay. That's a tough one. Yeah.
To be announced.
Yeah. They're obviously we're shutting down Goodlife in Canada. Any other company goes in there, we have to go through the entire approval process again, guys. It starts all over again. Now, the only thing we can do, and we will do, is we'll figure out a way to honor those Goodlife cards. So anybody that's got the Goodlife cards up there that is giving those things out, we'll continue to honor those. And we'll probably even figure out a way for Canada to maybe even allow people to continue giving out the ones they've got, they've inventoried and haven't given them out, that they can get paid. But I've got to look at how we can do that. And again, there's some legal things I have to look at too, because, basically, like I said, we're shutting down, Goodlife. It's got to do all the right things as far as, listing whatever the assets are and allowing the creditors to look at those assets. So we'll take a look at that. But Canada, yeah, I'm sorry, that's gonna take a little work. Will Travel 10 look at going there? Yes, Travel 10 is going to be a global company one day, but I can't tell you when that would happen. Anything else I need to answer there, Rock? Well, you can see the screens. I can't from where I'm at. I'm blind.
Yeah. They're complimenting the fireplace. Looks real good.
Well, good. Well, guys, one thing I do want to say to everybody here is that, Happy New Year. And I really think 2019 is going to be a special year. Me, I'm the eternal optimist. I don't care how bad things get or what we went through. And I promise you, none of you would want to be living where I've lived for the past year. It's been very, very painful for me. I put a few years on my life that I didn't intend, but I just felt like, it just kept scrapping, and trying to figure out what to do, how to save the company, what could we, and just nothing worked, and again, I don't understand why we didn't have the resources and we were upside down financially, and I can't even believe we kept it going this long. But I will tell you this, moving forward, I am the majority shareholder in the new company that I'm doing, and as a matter of fact, I own all the shares, and I'm doing that on purpose because I've reached the point in life that if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail because of me and not because of anybody else ever again. So that could be some of you might think that's a great thing, some of you might not, but I have personally, I'm very okay with it and looking forward to building something. Anything else, Rob, or we'll?
No, I think I covered. I'm just answering on that are coming in. So, did you want to address Matt Landau?
Matt's a dear friend and always will be a dear friend. I mean, he has left the company. He left some time ago. And honestly, the reason he left is there was no money. I mean, it's like me. I mean, we were working, we worked for nothing most of 2018. Now, I was a little bit more fortunate than him. I had a little more, savings that I could afford to work for nothing, but Matt couldn't. And he worked as long as he could, and he jeopardized his family and his situation. And so his wife said, please, you've got a family and a mortgage like everybody else has out there. And so Matt had to go back into his law practice. And I tell you, he went kicking and biting and fighting because he didn't want to leave. He really didn't want to leave, but like everybody, he had no choice. And so, but we left on great terms, really good terms.
Okay.
So that's it, guys. So please look forward to an email that you'll probably be receiving within 2 weeks from Hal Culbertson, 10 days to 2 weeks. And remember, you don't have to do anything. What will happen the last day of January, when it all shuts down, your back office will still be there. It's just at that point forward, your credit card will not be touched as far as in Goodlife, as far as anything benefits going forward. And then you'll have the opportunity to decide yes or no on Travel 10. And again, you'll make that decision. We're going to make it very simple for you. We're going to make it nothing as simple as push a button and say, hey, yeah, I'm in, or no, I'm out. And that's all you're going to have to do. And we'll make it very clean, very simple. I don't want anybody to be obligated to anything they don't want to be a part of. But if you want to be a part of it and you like what you hear, from what Hal's going to be sharing and the others will be sharing, Rob will probably be getting out some information. I think you'll be very excited about the possibilities. Matter of fact, I mean, I'm thrilled. I will tell you this, Travel 10 is a profitable company. It's operating the way it's supposed to operate. Where it pays its commissions, we pay our commissions on the 5th of the month, and we do all the things you're supposed to do in this industry. And what we did do in Goodlife for a long time until all this happened. And again, guys, if it happened again, it would only because, well, actually, we're putting the safeguards to make sure it can never happen again. Because that's one thing I'm not going to go through ever as long as I live, is have this kind of a situation. Because to me, the number one thing in this business is make sure the benefits are paid for, make sure the commissions get paid and get paid timely. So that's why we're gonna keep that promise moving forward. And you'll see that. You'll see that, not by me saying it, by what we do. And you'll see that. So with that, I'm just going to say, guys, please take the time to look at this, because I think you'll have an opportunity here that's going to be tremendous. And and again, I'm sorry for what happened here at Goodlife. It's still, I'm still sad. I can't help the sadness, but I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm working hard. So with that, I'm going to say good night. And again, Happy New Year to everybody. And whatever you do and the decisions you make, God bless you and just have a great life. So good night, everybody. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you being here.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay. Good night, everybody.